I just did a video about unboxing the parts I needed for this gun. Get away. And what I ended up doing is I ended up replacing the extractor in the bolt here. Is what I ended up doing. I think the spring in the ejector, the extractor plunger, I think the spring there went bad. So I ended up replacing all of I replaced the extractor spring, the extractor, the ejector spring. I even put a new firing pin in it. So so the bolt's all rebuilt, and so my son can shoot this gun again. You'll notice that I used to have a plastic stock with the pistol grip and the folder side and everything. I actually put the old stock back on this thing. How does it look with the old stock on it? This is pretty much what this gun looked like when I bought it back in 1978, except it had a regular band here instead of the bayonet lug here. I put that on later, and I put this newer sight on the back later. Another thing that I put on this gun is I put what they call an M2 magazine catch. Now, if you look here, this is your regular 15-round magazine. Now, if you look at this magazine catch here, my wife can get a real close-up. You see right here on my finger is the magazine catch there, and here's the magazine catch when you're working it. You notice the little this little protuberance here, or I'm trying not to say nipple, but it's like this little what do you call it, arm here or tab right there. This was made for M2. This was made for the M2 30 round carbine magazines, and I'm going to show you how it works. It'll also work with the old 15 round magazines. Here we have an empty. Okay, let's see if I can hold open on this, making sure it's all unloaded. Now here, if you look on this thing again, you'll see that little arm there, but you'll also see a little, what would you call that? A little tab on the magazine. And the 30 round magazine actually has an extra little tab on here for the M2 magazine catch. And you'll see it on the magazine. You see this little tab here? I mean, I don't know what the hell you'd call that. You see, and it'll lock on. That keeps this 30 round magazine locked in. If you have an M1 carbine that has the old style magazine catch that doesn't have this extra little arm on here that grabs onto this little God, I forgot what I'm gonna end up coming up with the word for it later. But if you don't have the M2 magazine catch, you might have problems with your 30 round magazine when you put them in your M1. So one of the things I did is when I got this 30 round magazines, I just got an M2 magazine catch, and I just replaced the catch. And you'll notice that it doesn't lock in until you get past that little hump over there. And that's just a little thing, guys, for you guys to know if you got an M1 carbine and you want to put the 30 round magazines in. If you have problems, just replace the magazine catch, and that's about it. The magazine on this is the magazine. The stock on this is walnut, but it's finished a little different than the stocks were in the original M1 carbines, M2 carbines. Like I said, this is a commercial carbine. I bought this new back in 1978. It's an Ivor Johnson Plainfield carbine. This is the name of the company that made these. They call themselves Plainfield, and the Plainfield carbine is basically a version of the M1 carbine. It's a pretty accurate version because it'll take all the mil-spec parts. It'll take all the old parts, and it works the same way. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I thank my wife again for videotaping this thing.